Bisola met Kunle when she was just 18 years old. It was at her cousin's wedding in Lagos, Nigeria, where Kunle had been the best man. Kunle was charming, with a confidence that drew people to him effortlessly. Bisola, shy and unsure of herself at the time, was surprised when Kunle started a conversation with her. "Your cousin Sabi dance o. You join her for stage?" Kunle teased, flashing a boyish smile. Bisola chuckled nervously. "Ah, me? No. I no dance like how." By the end of the evening, Kunle had not only gotten her phone number, but also promised to call her the next day. True to his word, he called. That phone call led to another and another until they became inseparable. Kunle was 6 years older and already building his career as a civil engineer, but he made time for her. By the time Bisola was 22, they were married. They had a flamboyant wedding with hundreds of family members and friends to grace this beautiful wedding ceremony. The couple were the talk of the town as they looked each other in the eye and danced to the popular blues All Night Long by Lionel Richie. Their love seemed unshakable, the kind of bond people admired. For years, they built a home filled with laughter, love, and 4 beautiful daughters, Kemi, Yemisi, Ronke, and Tolu. Bisola never considered having only daughters a problem until people started talking and making side comments. At family gatherings, older women will pull her aside. "Bisola, you know say, pikin wey go carry Kunle name no dey this house o," one of Kunle's aunts said one Christmas. "You suppose they pray." Even in church, women will casually bring up the issue. "My sister, na male pikin be the crown of every home," one of the deaconesses, Bola, had said after service. Bisola cried often on those days, but Kunle always reassured her. "Forget people jare and their talk," he'd say, holding her hand. "I no need any crown. I get my own palace already. You and the girls are enough for me." Those words comforted her, and she convinced herself that Kunle truly didn't care. For years, they thrived, or so she thought. One beautiful sunny morning on October 26th, Bisola woke up excited. It was their 14th wedding anniversary. Kunle was in Abuja for a business meeting, but had promised to return for the celebration. Bisola had spent the week planning a surprise dinner party with the help of her daughters. She invited Kunle's close friends, colleagues, and even his younger sister, Sade. By 7 p.m., the house was filled with laughter and chatter. The dining table was beautifully set, the aroma of jollof rice and fried chicken wafting through the air. Guests eagerly awaited Kunle's arrival. By 9 p.m., Bisola's excitement turned to anxiety. She tried calling Kunle, but his line was switched off. Bisola, not knowing what to do, confused, excused one of Kunle's friends, named Kayode, and opened up to him about her concerns. She said, "Kayode, I'm really worried. I don't know why. Kunle hasn't picked up my phone. I have been trying and trying without success. I really don't know what to do." Maybe flight delay, Kayode suggested, though he looked unsure. By midnight, the guests began leaving. Bisola felt humiliated. How could Kunle forget such an important day? That night, after all the guests had left, Bisola's beautiful daughters, who were now young teenagers, surrounded their mom in her bedroom, watching her with concerned eyes and consoling her for the disappointment. Her first daughter, Kemi, said, "Please do not get worked up, Mom. I believe that phone may have had some issues. Maybe it's network. You know how Lagos network can be sometimes. I'm sure he will call you as soon as whatever the problem is rectified." Bisola thanked her daughters and bade them good night, assuring them that she will be all right. After her daughters had gone to bed for the night, Bisola continued to try Kunle's line without success. After about an hour 30 minutes of persistent calls and WhatsApp messages which were not going through, she cried herself to sleep. The next morning, Bisola's phone rang. It was Kunle's father, Baba Kunle. His voice urgent. "Bisola, you need go St. Philip's General Hospital for Ogun State. Kunle dey there." "Kunle? Ogun State?" Bisola said. "Baba, wetin happen? Kunle no suppose dey Abuja." But the line had already disconnected. Bisola's heart raced as she dropped her daughters off at her parents' house. Bisola's mom, Mommy Bemi, opened the door, a worried look on her face as she gave Bisola a big hug and said, "Don't worry, my daughter. All will be well. Go in peace." Bisola hurriedly boarded a taxi to Ogun State. The journey felt endless. Her mind swirled with questions. Why Ogun State? Why is he in hospital? When she arrived, she was directed to the intensive care unit. What she saw shattered her heart. Kunle lay unconscious, his body covered in bruises, hooked up to machines. "Doctor, what happened to my husband?" she asked, her voice trembling. The doctor hesitated before responding. "Well, your husband was attacked. He was stabbed multiple times, 15 times to be precise. Some good Samaritans rushed him here. Thank God." Kunle's parents and elder brother Bayo arrived later that evening. As they sat together in the waiting room, Bisola demanded answers. Who attacked Kunle? Why in the Ogun State? There was a long silence before Bayo spoke. "Bisola, Kunle go see one woman for there." Bayo, which woman? Bisola asked, confused. Kunle's mother, Mama Kunle, sighed. Among me, she be in baby mama. She gets pikin for him, a boy. These words hit Bisola like a sledgehammer. You say waiting. Kunle gets another woman and a son. The room felt silent. Oh, I can't believe this, Bisola said. Bayo continued reluctantly. Them get argument, oh. Kunle slapped the woman, and as she called her boyfriend, na him the boyfriend come attack Kunle. Bisola stared at them in disbelief. She laughed. So, all of una know, and nobody tell me. Her mother-in-law tried to console her. Bisola, we don't talk tire. Kunle no dey hear word. Overwhelmed by betrayal and anger, Bisola stormed out of the hospital. She flagged a taxi, determined to leave Ogun State and Kunle behind. Halfway to the motor park, Bisola began feeling lightheaded. Her chest tightened and her breathing became shallow. The taxi driver noticed and pulled over. Madam, you dey okay so? He asked, concerned. Bisola shook her head. She remembered her vows, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered to herself, Kunle don't help me. But I no fit abandon am like this. She instructed the driver to turn back to the hospital. When she returned, she went straight to Kunle's bedside. She held his hand and whispered, Kunle, fight. Fight for me. Kunle, fight for the girls. For 2 weeks, Bisola stayed by Kunle's side. Her mother, Mama Bisola, came to help but could only stay briefly due to her duties at home. During this time, Kunle remained in a coma. When he finally regained consciousness, his eyes filled with tears as he looked at Bisola. Bisola, I dey sorry, he whispered. I be no one disturb you, but I just want baby boy. I no say I go destroy everything. The family, the life wey we don build together. Bisola's voice broke. Why, Kunle? Why you no tell me? I for understand, but you choose another woman over me and the girls. Kunle began crying. Forgive me, Bisola, my wife. I no deserve you. Bisola wiped her tears and said, Kunle, rest, Kunle. We go talk later. That night, Kunle passed away. 2 weeks after the burial, Bisola was home when 2 men arrived with a quick notice. Madam, this house has already sold. You have 1 week to vacate the property, one of them said sternly. What do you mean? This house, now me and my husband build them. The men handed her documents. Omowumi, Kunle's baby mama, had forged his signature and sold the house. Desperate for answers, Bisola went to the bank to check Kunle's accounts, only to discover that he had changed his next of kin to his son. Everything Kunle owned now legally belonged to the child. Sitting in her empty living room, Bisola felt defeated. Kunle had left her with nothing but betrayal and pain. Yet, as she watched her daughters, she knew she couldn't give up. She resolved to rebuild her life from scratch for their sake. Bisola's story is a tale of love, betrayal, and resilience. Despite the heartbreak, she found the strength to rise again, proving that even in the darkest moments, hope can endure. Welcome to Heartfelt African Stories. I hope you enjoyed today's short but very interesting story. What are the lessons learned? I want you to leave your comments in the comment section. Here are some of the lessons that you could take away today. 1. Communication is key. Kunle's failure to communicate his true desires led to secrets and ultimately destroyed his family. The second one, financial independence is essential. Bisola's reliance on Kunle left her vulnerable. Every individual should strive to have their financial security, especially women in marriages. Number 3, accountability within families is key. Families must hold their loved ones accountable to prevent destructive choices. And number 4, resilience in adversity is very vital. Bisola's ability to rise above her pain is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. The last but not the least, secrets have consequences. Yes, secrets have consequences. No matter how deeply buried, secrets often come to light and can cause irreversible damage. This story is a reminder that trust and communication are the bedrock of any relationship, and that resilience can help us rise even when life knocks us down. The end.